Hi and hello everybody, it's Fern. Welcome back to another Plenty video. Today we are going to be discussing my nemesis plants. Plants that challenge me, that just seem to want to struggle. Plants that I have just not figured out yet. Now I will say that most of the time, if I really can't figure out a plant and it's just causing me grief, it's gonna get booted from the collection. So there has been multiple plants that I've had issues with over the years that I just don't have anymore. But these are the ones that I do have, and it's because I want to figure them out. I want to make this work. And this is gonna be kind of, I'm gonna show you plants that I am currently struggling with that are still on the struggle bus, but I do also have a lot of plants to show you that I have been struggling with and I have positive updates on. So maybe I'll start with those ones first, honestly. But yeah, that's kind of gonna be this video. I don't like struggling with plants. I don't find that fun. I like when plants are fairly easygoing, or also this is going to be plants that I feel like it's not necessarily me, or I just like can't figure it out, because I do have some plants in my collection that are struggling, but I know it's because of me, or because I'm not providing the proper conditions, or I'm not watering enough, or you know, whatever it might be. Like my Anthurium Goliath Variegated, that plant was doing super well. Like it used to look amazing, but now I don't have it in a cabinet and it doesn't look as good. So I was considering putting that in this video because I have been struggling with it for like the past year, but I think it's probably because it's not in a cabinet, because when it was in a cabinet it did great, but I'm just being stubborn and I'm trying to acclimate it to room humidity. So yeah, that's what I mean by like, there's a difference between plants that I think are just stubborn, or when it's a situation where I think I'm the one that's being stubborn, if that makes any sense. Maybe I'll start with the plants that have been struggling, or that were struggling, but now they're starting to look better again, because that's just, I don't know, we'll start it off on a positive note, shall we? So many of y'all know that I have been fighting for my life and fighting for this plant's life. My Begonia thurstonii here. This is one of my favorite begonias. It has beautiful dark foliage, but for some reason, the past year that I've had this plant, I used to have a massive one, and then I cut it up to restart it, and it was just all downhill from there. I don't know what the heck it was that was causing these issues, but this plant got so pale. It was like opalescent looking, like a light pink, and it looked kind of cool, but it was that pale because it was sick and it just wasn't growing right, and it just, the leaves would brown and it was just not doing well. If you are a regular viewer, then you know that I've been having this issue with Begonia thurstonii, but I was so dedicated to getting this plant back to its former glory because I just love the shiny dark foliage on this one. So I ended up taking cuttings, rooting them, and then popping one of the cuttings into soil, which is the one that I have here. And then I'm also trialing leca with this plant because I was really just trying to figure out like, what is the problem? So I moved this to a different spot. It used to live on my Visto shelf under my Barina lights, and now this one lives in my living room, getting probably lower light than what it was getting on the Visto shelf, because it's kind of, it's sitting under the Monstera tag constellation, and it gets like ambient light from the plant spectrum light and then also from the south window, but I would say that it's still like fairly low light. So maybe it was getting too much light under the Barinas, but it doesn't really make sense because it was far away from the, I don't know what the issue was, but I'm glad that this one is looking better. So we have these new leaves here. They're dark and shiny. This is much more like what the leaves are supposed to look like. So I was so happy to see some nice dark green leaves coming in. It's looking absolutely gorgeous. I will say that this plant can get even darker than this, but I'm happy. Like, this is already a lot of progress because this is what the leaves were looking like before. Actually, they were looking even paler than this one. This one has a bit more green than the like really sickly ones had, but you can see the difference. Like, this just looks healthy and beautiful, and yeah, I'm so happy about that. I can see some roots. Actually, maybe I'll water this while I have it out. It's moist, but I just I'm worried about this plant getting underwatered because that seems to be something that she was not appreciating. So yeah, really great update on this one. And like I said, I also have a couple cuttings in leca, so I'll show you those as well because they're also doing better. I had never grown this plant in leca before, so this was very experimental. I've cut off the old like really pale leaves because they were just dying off anyway. So these are all new leaves here, and they're not super dark, but they look a lot healthier than what this plant had before. So yeah, new healthy green leaves coming in. So the leca seems to be going well so far. I'm really excited to see this grow more and just see if the leaves come out even darker. That would be fantastic if they would. I did end up putting this in my cabinet, so it currently lives in my IKEA greenhouse cabinet because I just thought, why not give it the extra humidity just to see if that helps it out. And yeah, it seems to be going well so far. So that is a really great update for this plant because honestly, I was getting kind of worried that I was gonna lose it completely, and I was like, I don't want that because this is a begonia that I really love. So yeah, I'm glad that we're seeing some positive changes for that one, thank goodness. Okay, and then another begonia update. This one is actually kind of interesting because I have always struggled with Begonia Sinbad pretty much the whole time I've grown this, and I've had it for years now, and I've struggled with it in my greenhouse cabinet in like a higher humidity situation. So I didn't think that this would ever even survive. Is it focusing? I didn't think that this would ever even like stand the test of any lower humidity, but I have been growing this in just regular room humidity on my vegetable shelf in leca, and I think that this is a key component here, y'all, because this plant, Begonia Sinbad, she cannot tolerate drying out, not even a little bit, honestly. At least mine, this is my experience. But yeah, drying out, not good. She would always get crispy and just drop leaves and start looking a mess. But making sure that I have this plant in a semi-hydro setup, she seems to be okay out living on the Visto shelf in regular room humidity. My humidity is between 50 and 60%, so it's not super low or anything. Like, yeah, right now I think it's 57. Oh no, it's 63. Oh my gosh, it's humid lately, I guess. That's like quite humid for us here in this house. But anywho, this plant is doing well, and I'm honestly surprised, but really happy about it. So yeah, we even have a flower there. Like, how cute is that? So yeah, Begonia Sinbad living her best life. I do have another one in pawn in the Millsbow wide greenhouse because I don't know, I have two of them just because I didn't know if this leca thing was gonna work, but so far it's going really well. I don't know why I'm having such good luck with leca this year, but I am, so that's grand. And yeah, she's doing great, so I'm super, super excited about that. Okay, and then another positive update is on my Maranta silver band. I have been struggling with this all year, honestly. It was getting weird damage on leaves that looked like this, actually, like weird white spots and just like leaves that weren't even coming out fully formed. Like, it just looked kind of wonky. It was really looking horrible, honestly. And what was I gonna do? I was going to get rid of this and just grow cuttings, but then I saw that it still had healthy roots, so I was like, well, I'm gonna keep trying with it. And yeah, I don't know what has happened. Like, this is one of these mysterious things. I checked it for flat mites and other pests. I couldn't find anything. Had no idea why it was looking wonky, why it wouldn't put out healthy leaves, but it has just somehow turned around. I don't know. It's not looking great. Like, I will say that the new growth is pretty small and not super like contrasty, if that makes any sense. Like, I find that sometimes this plant can have really beautiful like contrasty leaves with the dark and the light, but these ones, they aren't looking super contrasted, and they're not super large or anything, but they're not coming out damaged, so I will take it as a win. It's not getting worse, it's definitely getting better, and I think that we are slowly figuring this one out. That was just such a weird thing. Still have no idea what was going on with this one, but yeah, I'll actually show you the propagation as well, because that one is growing really well, and that one, this is in pawn. I put the propagation in soil because I was like, maybe it just hates my DIY pawn, I don't know. Okay, so here's the cutting that I potted up, and as you can see, we have a lot of new growth coming in. Look at all those little rolled up scroll leaves. So cute. So yeah, this one is doing well. I think that this is going to be a really cute little plant. I'll probably keep both of them, honestly, because normally I don't do doubles, y'all know, but for some plants I don't mind doing a double, especially when one isn't doing great. So yeah, and especially when they're in different substrates too, because I still feel like I don't completely trust semi-hydro. It's going well so far, the semi-hydro journey, but something about having a backup in soil just feels good. So yeah, we have the cutting that is growing, or I guess there's two cuttings here. But they're growing really well, pushing out new leaves, so I'm quite happy about that. And this is living on the Visto shelf under the Burina lights, which in the past I've found that this plant really loves. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep this one on there. Okay, I think that the rest of the plants are all plants that are not doing great, and I'm trying to figure them out. So yeah, let's start off with what should be the mascot of plants that I struggle with. The Phalaenopsis orchid. This is my Phalaenopsis Bronze Maiden, which was my #1 wish list orchid for the past like 2 years, honestly. And this year I finally got not one, but two, because I killed the first one. Or it's just croaked for whatever reason. Well, it croaked from crown rot. So I learned that lesson, okay, to be careful with watering orchids and to make sure that the crown isn't getting any water or getting wet. So that was a good lesson for me to learn. I wish that I didn't have to learn it with a pricey wish list orchid, but honestly, I find that orchids are kind of expensive. Like even at just like local plant shops or even big box stores, like they're kind of expensive. Which is why I hesitate to add more of them into my collection until I've figured them out. But yeah, so my first one perished from crown rot, which was very sad. All of the leaves just like came unattached, and I unpotted it and tried to save it, but it was all just like mush, which sucked. So I ended up placing another order to replace it because I wanted to try again. I thought that that was just a one-off and I would have better luck with orchids, but I really haven't had that great of luck since then. This one is also not doing amazing. It has lost a couple of leaves, but I don't think that it's like actively rotting. I don't know. It's lost probably 2 or 3 leaves and it hasn't put any out since I got it, but we have roots that look healthy. So I guess that's a good sign. I have some roots that are coming out like crazy too. I don't know. This is in the Molly's Orchid Mix. I water it when the roots look silver. Like this still looks green to me down here, if you can see that. So I try to follow the rule to water when the roots look silver, but I will say, like, as an orchid newbie, sometimes it's hard for me to tell when to water. And then so many people said like, oh, orchids need way less water, like don't overwater them. So I was like, okay, so then I became scared to water, but then I think that they were drying out too much. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm still figuring it out. I feel like I'm doing better than I was before. And I do have one that is looking healthy, which is my Adorian, which is on the Visto shelf. That one, it looks good. But yeah, this one has struggled a lot. I will be very happy if it puts out a new leaf for me. But what's crazy, y'all, is that I was looking at this and it actually looks like there's 2 flower spikes coming out. So I don't know. I'll try to put like B-roll because I don't think you're gonna be able to see it. If I just show you like this, I'll just have to take a video after and put it in. But I think that there's 2 flower spikes coming in, and I hope that that is a good thing because I feel like one of my other Phalaenopsis is currently maybe putting out death blooms because the foliage looks horrible. So we'll see what happens with this one, but like I really am trying my best with it. So I hope that it is going to be okay. It will be really cool if it blooms. And the foliage like doesn't look bad. The foliage looks bad on the other one I'm going to talk about, but it doesn't look bad on this one. It's like smooth, could use a dusting. I haven't been showering my plants because of my beneficials. I like have it in my calendar to shower them in 4 weeks, and then I'm gonna apply another round of beneficials. I just put out a second round of lacewing larvae. I did round 1 of lacewing larvae, and then 2 weeks later I did round 2 just to really, you know, pump them in here. And now I'm gonna wait a month, then I'm gonna wash my plants because they're all just gonna need a clean from like dust and stuff by then. And then I'm gonna apply another round, and then I think I'm gonna do it monthly going into the fall, like through the fall. Random beneficial update, but I feel like it's going well with these lacewing larvae. So yeah, anywho, yeah, that's the situation with the Phalaenopsis bronze maiden. I feel like I'm the only person that struggles with orchids too. Like everyone else is like, oh, they're so easy. But for me, like I can grow aeroids, I can grow Hoya, but an orchid, she challenges me. Which is, I guess, kind of fun in a way, like to learn something new and to figure out something new. But I just wasn't expecting it to be as hard as it is. Yeah, while we're on the orchid discussion, this is my other one. And I mean, I've said what I needed to say with Phalaenopsis, I think. I mostly just wanted to show you this one because the blooms are looking so pretty. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe it. 3 of the 4 are open now. And yeah, they are just, oh, so cool and so pretty. And seeing these flowers just solidifies to me that I do want to keep trying to grow orchids because this is just phenomenal. I love flowers, and yeah, it just is so cool to have this blooming in my house. Like, what do you mean? This is actually insane. So yeah, wow. But as you can see, sad foliage, and I don't know what the heck. But some of the roots look okay. So we are just pushing on, and we'll see if she decides to put out new foliage for me. It'd be really cool if she did. But yeah, amazing. Oh, this is Phalaenopsis Art Nouveau, by the way, and I got it from Roehampton. All my orchids, I think, except for my bulbophyllum, that was from Crystal Star Nursery. But the rest of my orchids, I think, are from Roehampton Orchids. But yeah, maybe I'll leave her here because, like, how cute to have her in frame. We can enjoy the flowers. Okay, well, I guess I'm holding this one now. This is my Hoya. I don't know if it's campanulata or campulata. I need to figure that out. I get confused because she was cystiantha and now she's campulata or whatever the heck. Anyways, this Hoya, is this my 3rd one of this? No, I think this was my 2nd attempt, and I still struggle with it. This is just a Hoya that I have such an issue with, but I keep trying to grow it because it's so pretty, and I don't know why it is so difficult. I think because it's very thin leafed, so even if it gets underwatered a little bit, it is not happy, because I do see good results when I keep on top of the watering, but you cannot miss, like, you cannot miss. So, I mean, I guess this one is doing okay. This is definitely the best it's ever done for me. And I do love the foliage on this and the flowers. It's obviously never flowered for me, but I love the foliage and the growth pattern and the flowers on this so much that I'm willing to keep trying. But I will say this is one of the most difficult Hoya. Perhaps semi-hydro would be the move for this one because, yeah, if the soil dries out, she is not happy with that. Yeah. Wow, my plants are getting dusty. They really are. Shower day cannot come soon enough. But yeah, I guess she's doing okay now. I just feel like she always like gets to the brink and then I revive her somehow, and sometimes she doesn't revive. Like I have killed this plant before and replaced it. But yeah, I don't know. I just still keep trying. I think that it is, okay, well, I do think it's a me problem partially, but I also do just feel like this is a difficult Hoya in that you really have to be on top of the watering. I don't know if that's just my experience or if any of y'all have this Hoya and have the same experience, but yeah, I just had to throw her in this video because she challenges me. She really does. And another plant that I want to talk about before I forget, because it's not actually sitting in front of me right now, I'm going to insert B-roll for this one because I cannot go take her down off the wall. She loses so many leaves every time I move her. She is like on the same level as a burrow's tail. With that, she loses a lot of leaves, and she is also just like, it's just hard to get her out because now I have my philodendron patriciae there and other trailing plants there, but it is my, what is she called? Thai pink lipstick plant. Oh my goodness, you guys, this plant it's really testing me lately. It's doing the same thing that it did before when I had it hanging in my south window, where it is just losing so many leaves and she's just balding from the top, which is so annoying. So the Thai pink lipstick, I think that it is the prettiest lipstick plant. I think that it has beautiful foliage, beautiful flowers. I love the like growth pattern of the foliage, and mine, it loves living on the plant wall, being under the Soltec Highland light. It is giving me massive leaves and they're just gorgeous. But she is so finicky when it comes to her watering and just honestly in general, because I feel like I do a really good job of keeping her well watered, and she's in like a big Wally Grow planter. Like, what more do you need, girl? But she is such a thirsty plant, and if she gets just a little bit too dry, she will drop leaves. And now she's just balding from the top, and I'm like, what do I do now? Because she has these gorgeous long vines, but then she's just bald at the top. And yeah, she's one of those plants that every time you move her, even not moving her, I am constantly collecting fallen leaves off the floor, and I'm just getting kind of tired with it. So I'm like, what do I do? Because I love this plant, but it also is just annoying, and I have beautiful trailing plants that don't cause me this grief. So do I keep this plant that is annoying because it's worth it when she flowers and just to, you know, it's just worth the trouble? Or do I get rid of her and put something else there? I don't know. She's skating on thin ice though, I will say that. I don't know, maybe that's another one that I need to try out semi-hydro with. Let me know if any of y'all grow that one in semi-hydro or in soil. Just let me know your experience, because it cannot just be mine that is so just like thirsty and finicky and drops leaves. But I don't want to put semi-hydro in the Wally Grow planter. So I guess I would have to move her, but where do I move her? I don't know. Annoying though, because it's such a great plant. Oh well. Okay, next I have a couple of plants that are like OGs in my collection, and they're common, like easy plants, but for some reason over the past couple of years, these two have both just been so difficult to grow. But I'm trying. I don't want to let them go. Like, I love them so much. I dream of having nice, full, lush pots of them again one day. We'll see if that ever happens. But the first one of this duo is Monstera adansonii regular. Well, I guess this is wide form, but it's just the regular green one. I've had this plant for years. This is one of my, this is an OG in my collection. This is one of my favorites, especially when it comes to common plants. I think that the adansonii is so beautiful, especially when you have a full, lush, trailing pot of it. Yeah, I really am such a fan of it. That's why I've kept it, even though it has not been looking great recently. Yeah, I don't know what it is with this plant. It just hasn't been growing well. It's this pale green color. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but like my experience of growing this plant, it has always been dark green, like a shimmery, shiny kind of foliage, grows so quickly, big juicy leaves. Like, it has just looked amazing. But over the past year, it has just been looking like pale, and it grows so slowly. And I'm just like, what is it with that? Like, I don't get it. I recently repotted this, so it's now in Molly's, which I thought, you know, maybe it wants a nice new pot and some fresh potting mix. I don't know. We are, you know, trying to figure her out here. I actually think it needs some water. But yeah, I don't know what is causing the issue. I'm hoping that we're kind of figuring this out. Like, it's looking better now than it has been over the past long time. So hopefully that is a good sign. We'll see what happens. It had mealies for a while, so that was definitely something that was affecting it, but I don't think it has mealies anymore, so that's good. I'm just keeping like a close eye on it, and we'll kind of see what happens. But I want to get this back to its former glory. I would love that so much. I'm actually thinking of putting this one on my plant wall. Like, if I end up taking the lipstick plant off, maybe I will put this one because I just love a big trailing adansonii and I think it would like the light there. So that is a possibility. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens with this one. It has just been so challenging for me, which is weird. Like it's always just grown like a weed for me, but it's just decided to, I don't know, not be happy lately. And same with this one. This one is actually kind of crazy, like how difficult it has been. You probably can't even tell, but this is allegedly, no, it's not allegedly. I know that it is a Cebu Blue. But it doesn't look like one. It just looks pale and spindly and nothing like what this once looked like, which is so sad. I'll insert footage of what this once looked like. I have just kept this from my original plant because I can't let it go. I have emotional attachment and I also just love Cebu Blue. Like it is a gorgeous plant. I love the color. Y'all know I love a cool tone foliage. Maybe this has flat mites, but I've checked before, so I don't know. I'm like, how many times do I need to check these plants? Maybe I will have to check again because it just looks so bad. Like, why is the foliage looking this ugly? Why are the new leaves coming? Like, what is going on here? Look at that new leaf. What the heck? It's like, it's spider season, y'all. It is spider season. The one thing that I dread about fall time. Oh, so many spiders everywhere. I just had to it was like crawling just inside the door to the deck. So I opened the door and then luckily it went out. But anywho, yeah, Cebu Blue, I don't know what the heck is going on with her. I do need to figure it out though, because you know, it's been one of these situations where I have just been not really doing much because I'm like, oh, it will figure itself out, but it is not figuring itself out. So I'm gonna need to figure it out for her. So yeah, I will update you if I do figure it out or if she does finally start growing. I kind of just want to cut this plant up and restart it from wet sticks or something. Like I feel like sometimes you just need to restart from a wet stick. Like sometimes that really is just the vibe. So yeah, we'll see. Could definitely use a repot. But it looked like this before it got super root bound like this, so I don't know. Okay, next, a Hoya, which I feel like I don't normally have a lot of issues with Hoya, or the issue is easy to solve, like it needs more light or it needs more humidity, usually light, but this one is a challenge to me for some reason. This is my Hoya sulawesiana, and of course this again was a wish list plant. Do you notice a theme here? I mean, all of these plants that are difficult are ones that I really love, obviously, or else I probably wouldn't still have them in my collection. But anywho, Hoya sulawesiana, I love the foliage, I love the flowers, and I really want her to grow for me, but for some reason it just is not doing that. It is not growing. I've only gotten 3 new leaves since I got this last fall, almost a year ago now, which is crazy. And I've done different things to try to get her to grow. I've put her in different locations. I recently changed her potting mix. Some of y'all may remember. I put her into mollies now, and I think that she is enjoying it. I can see some new roots on the outside of the container. And I thought, you know, with the mollies and with the south facing window, she's gonna be living her best life, right? Like my other Hoya are thriving in that situation, but not her. She just, I don't know what it is, but she doesn't want to put out new leaves. And I'm just like, please grow for me. So I think the next thing that I'm gonna try with this plant, it's been a couple months since I changed the potting mix and everything. And I like to allow, you know, like a good couple months when I make a change to see if it's going to help. And I thought that it was helping at first because she put out 2 new leaves that were kind of like not really, they were kind of like dormant, like they weren't really coming to fruition until I changed potting mix, and then they came out and I was like, oh my gosh, good, she's on a roll. But she is indeed not on a roll anymore. So I think the next thing I'm gonna do is move her into a greenhouse cabinet to see if she needs a boost in humidity. because I don't know what else it could be. And again, I've checked this plant, there's no flat mites or anything like that. So yeah, it's just annoying when you don't know what is causing the problem. Like, I wish I could figure it out, but sometimes you just need trial and error for like multiple different things, and then eventually something makes a difference or it never does, and it just, the plant doesn't ever start doing well. I've definitely had that happen before as well. Do y'all remember my Amedria medium silver? I still think about that plant. I'm so bummed out that I just could not figure out what was going on with that plant. It was so weird. I would replace that one day, honestly. But yeah, that plant had the weirdest browning issue that I could not resolve. And yeah, I got rid of it because I just couldn't figure it out, which sucked. Okay, I do actually have another Hoya on my list here. Another one that I just have not been able to fully figure out. This is my Hoya leucantha. Don't mind her little beneficials box here. So this plant, again, super cool growth pattern. I love the leaves. I love that they come out with like an orange tint. I just think that this is a really like delicate, cool Hoya. But for some reason, all mine does is drop leaves. Like, it's crazy. I'm actually surprised she doesn't have that many yellow leaves on her right now, but she just constantly drops leaves. I'm always picking them out from her pot and from around her. And I just don't know why she does that. And she has so many just bald vines now because of it. Like, yeah, it really kind of ruins the vibe of, you know, how pretty she is. So yeah, it's super annoying. I don't know why this is. I don't know, like, I feel like I keep this well watered. This is kind of another situation where I feel like I've tried everything except for putting this in a cabinet. Well, that's not true. It used to be in a cabinet, but I think it was too close to the grow light because it burnt, so I took it out. But I could put this back in a cabinet on the, like, right on the shelf, not like up, boosted up, and see if it enjoys higher humidity but not being like blasted by a grow light, because this is a lower light Hoya. I do know that, but as for the rest of her care, I just can't really figure it out. So yeah, I don't know. If you have any suggestions for any of these plants, really let me know. I'm all ears. But yeah, this is just one that it's been a really difficult Hoya for me, to be completely honest. But yeah, it's one of the ones that I keep because I love the blooms, love the foliage, and we'll see what happens in the future. Give her little box back. Okay, and then the last plant that I have to talk about is my variegated philodendron silver sword. And to be honest with you, this goes with a lot of variegated plants that I have tried to grow. Most of them are no longer in my collection because of the issues that I have with variegated plants. So Monstera aurea, Philodendron domesticum variegated, Rhaphidophora tetrasperma variegated, my first one, not my current one. I am trying again with another one. Monstera adansonii variegated. What else? Philodendron Florida Beauty. Like, there's been so many variegated plants that have betrayed me. And the main issues that I have with them are that they revert or they go all variegated, but also that they brown. That was a big problem that I had with Monstera aurea, which was really annoying, and I ended up getting rid of it after fighting with it for a couple of years. But now I have Philodendron Silver Sword variegated, which was my like #1 wish list plant for many years, and I got it last year finally. However, I am having a browning issue again, which is so annoying. Oh my gosh, and the newest leaf is all variegated. That is so annoying. It has like a tiny speck of dark green, but it's all variegated. So obviously the more variegation, the more prone it is to browning, so that's not good. But I'm still gonna try with this plant longer. But as you can see, this is the type of situation that happens, and then you end up just losing the leaves. So as you can see, mine is already bald on the bottom, and it's not even that mature of a plant yet. So I don't know what's gonna happen with this one, you guys, but I'm hoping that the browning just resolves itself. That is my hope and my dream. I never hear from other people or like see other people talk about growing this one. So please, if you have one, let me know. Do you have a browning issue or not? Because I need some hope for this plant because I love it so much and it's so pretty, but I don't know. I'm just not really willing to fight with plants that brown. It's just not worth it to me. I don't want to be stressed growing my plants. I want to have a fairly easygoing collection. Of course, I'm willing to, you know, have the greenhouse cabinets and set up lights and stuff like that. But when it comes to just finicky plants for no reason, really, I don't have much patience for that. So yeah. Anywho, I think that's it. I mean, there's probably other plants in my collection that are, you know, challenging to me as well, but these were like the main ones that jumped out at me when I was going through my collection, and the ones that I've had like ongoing problems for, you know, over like months, years in many of these cases. So yeah, and it's funny because some of them you wouldn't think would be difficult. Like, I don't know what is going on with the adansonii and the Cebu Blue. That's so weird to me. But then sometimes things just turn around randomly. Like with this one, I struggled with this for like a year. It was looking horrible and I just could not figure it out. And now it's looking good again. So sometimes plants are just like that. Like, yeah, I don't know. It's funny. And also sometimes you get a plant that just has bad genetics. So that's why sometimes if I get a plant and I've just had a problem with it from the very start, then I will start to question, like once I've tried a bunch of different things and nothing is working, then I start to question, maybe this is just a plant with bad genetics that's prone to some issues, because that can definitely be a thing as well. Anywho, thanks for hanging. That was fun. I hope that you enjoyed seeing my sad plants and seeing some that have turned around. Like I said, if you have any thoughts or comments, leave them down below. I would love to hear from you, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye.